Yeah, no, we were dating before I was even back on the show, so we didn't meet on the show.
So how many years has that been now?
2 years now, but we actually met many years ago, so I knew him way before his days of days.
Question in the front, what's your name?
My name is Gertrude. I'm just wondering who are the real-life parents of Sami's beautiful little twins?
Who are the real-life parents of the beautiful twins?
Yes.
Is that what you asked?
Like real life?
Have any idea, or just child actors?
No, they actually have parents.
They come from a farm, yes.
One's called Mom, the other one's called Dad.
Exactly. Well, I know that the blonde babies, well, because they're actually twins, and that's the way usually they have to work kids because of child labor laws, is that they have to come in at least pairs. Doubles or triplets. So the blonde Allie is twin girls, and Johnny is twin boys. And Johnny, I just think, is so cute with all that hair. Oh my God, he has so much hair. So I know the mom of Allie because I work with, I have to work with that baby, and she's actually a teacher, and her name's Chris. That's all I know. But yeah, they're beautiful little babies.
Another question over there. Hi, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Lori. This is for Shawn. I think I saw you being a very bad person in a previous show, but what was your show before you came to Days?
I played so many evil people, misunderstood people.
I find that hard to believe.
My mom started to freak out. She's like, what is Hollywood doing to you? Murder in the Hamptons was one, where I played Danny Pelosi, this guy, actually based on a true story. But he was one of the evil characters, and then I was, in CSI, I was a serial killer grifter who was sleeping with my sister. That's how we got caught. That DNA. More people were actually appalled that I was sleeping with my sister. We get done doing sort of this pseudo-romantic sexting or whatever, and everyone's like, oh, this is disgusting. I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, you're sleeping with your sister. I'm like, well, wait, I just killed like 8 people. Yeah, whatever, but you're sleeping with your sister. That's really the sick part. I don't know what happened, but that was one of the many. Ghost Whisperer was another one that was unkind to Jennifer Love Hewitt.
You also did Friends way back.
I did. I was,
were you some kind of doctor in that show too?
Were you a gay plumber?
I heard you were
a gay plumber. No,
yeah, you were a gynecologist, weren't you?
I was Jennifer's gynecologist. I mean, Rachel, like Jennifer's. Let's get that straight. I've been afforded the luxury of doing that particular role, and on Ellen, when she had her show, I was the gay plumber. Will and Grace, I was a two-timing two-stepper. I was dating both Will and, what's the other guy, Jack. Yeah, which also concerns my mother now. Can't you just be a nice boy? Why is Daniel so screwed up now?
Does Mom watch the show all the time? Does she call you?
She does now. Yeah, anything I'm on, she'll watch, and she'll try to get anybody else to watch. She'll go to the local pub and like, just put it on, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Like, why are we here at the pub at 1 in the afternoon? My son is on TV! No, she's very proud, and she does, she does watch the show.
And your parents?
Yeah, my mom, she's figured out the TiVo now, so she TiVos it. And yeah, I'll come over and she'll just start talking about the story. She's like, so what is happening with Nicole and this and that and EJ? I'm like, Mom, I actually don't really know.
And she wants the inside scoop as to where it's going,
she wants
so
the
she can
inside
tell
scoop.
her friends.
Yeah, because we don't really know. I mean, at this point, I think we know what's happening next week, but we don't really know anything past that.
And do you really know do you know what's going on in the other storylines? Because I mean, you're so busy shooting your scenes, and you guys have a pretty hectic schedule. Do you really have a chance to follow what's going on in the other storylines that maybe you're not kind of woven into?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. I mean, I watch the show too, and that's how I keep up with what's going on, really. And it's kind of funny because at work, some of us that don't work together, we'll see each other like in the makeup room and go, okay, so what's happening with your story? I just saw this, and we get sucked into it as well.
And how much, when you're out and about with these fans, do you take back? I mean, people are always asking you, I want you to be with Brady, I want you to be with Lucas, things like that. But do you guys go back and you talk about that with producers and say, here's what fans are talking about, here's what they'd like to see? Or is it purely in the hands of the writers?
I mean, we give our opinion, but we're not sure whether they listen to us or not, really. I mean, it really, in the end, it's in the hands of the writers. But they listen to the fans. I know that when you write into the show, and you write to the network, and you write to the producers, they really do listen.
So you got to make sure you get on the forums and give your opinion and write and whatnot.
You actually have more say than we do.
Absolutely true.
In the back there, hi there. Two questions.
My name is Sherry. This is for Daniel.
Hello.
What in the world are you doing with Kate? Why aren't you trying to work things out with Chloe or with?
Do you really want to know what I'm doing with Kate, or are you just asking me what am I doing with Kate?
I'm asking you.
You know what I'm doing with Kate. You just don't know why I'm doing what I'm doing.
As your character, what in the world are you doing with Kate?
I don't know. You know, she's in need. I'm a doctor. Keep falling back on that horrible excuse. You know what? I think this. I know, but you know what? This is a character who's very impulsive and he lives by his heart. And if, you know, if someone is ill, I think he's got some serious issues with sick people. But I think that's what ends up happening. He really puts his heart on the line for someone he's trying to heal, which is, you know, Chelsea. She was the donor, so he was trying to help her, and then he got emotionally involved.
How come you weren't that close to Bo then?
Those scenes were cut for editing timing purposes.
Not when you did Will and Grace, though. You were okay with that. Question over here. Hi there.
I have a question for both of you. How long have you both been on dates?
Days. This is my third time back, so I've been there altogether 7 years in a 9-year period? Something like that. I know. Wow, time flies.
I'm approaching, I think, 7 months. Yes, they invited me into their home. Nice.
And I think you should get back together with Kate's granddaughter.
Kate's granddaughter. You can't even remember her name.
You're obviously very invested. What's her name?
Get back with that girl. That other girl. Her granddaughter. Chelsea. I know who she is.
Another question in the back.
Hi, I was just wondering, this question's for both of you. Do you guys know who the Canadian Prime Minister is?
The Prime Minister of Canada, is that what you asked?
This is my first time to Canada. Give me a break.
I don't know, but I think we like him.
We share the same boundaries. You guys should know.
We should know these things. I feel horrible. But I'm going to ask you. Do you know? Who is it? And I'll tell you if you're right.
Stephen Harper.
Stephen who?
Harper.
I was going to say. Stephen Harper. My apologies to Stephen Harper.
And he's from Calgary, too.
Are we ever going to be invited back?
No,
we'll be okay. Egocentric
actors only worried about their own world.
Another question over here.
Hi. Just a question about your work. If you guys, I'm assuming that you guys have pretty hectic work schedules, so how does that work? Are you guys like a Monday to Friday thing, or do you have other jobs that you tend to, or how does that work?
No, it's a Monday through Friday kind of job, and once in a while we actually work on Saturdays. But no, fly a shoe. Yeah, no, it's Monday through Friday, and it's depending on how much material you have, like how big the episode is, what's going on, if it's complicated. You can get in at 6:30 in the morning and be out by 11 or 12, like noon, or you can get in at 6:30 in the morning and be out at 8 o'clock at night, or 10 o'clock at night. It really depends. The show now is moving a lot quicker because obviously you probably noticed that we're working on more of like the same sets and things and people. That's like more people, we're all at the Brady Pub all the time now. You know, you've noticed that. Before it used to be, you know, more elaborate sets and bigger things and like usually crazier things. Stefano used to cause a lot of trouble. Whenever he causes trouble, we work forever. It's like a 18-hour workday when he's like blowing buildings up and ceilings are collapsing.
I thought you meant he was more of a diva on set.
No. That when the characters causing havoc. So yeah, it depends. We don't necessarily work every day. It just depends how the storyline's going. if you don't see us on screen, it probably means we didn't work for a couple days.
Yeah.